What's up, people? The non-lawyer coming back at you again with another video. And look, damn, this shit getting hot, man. It's getting pretty hot for your boy Kanye West. Everybody trying to cancel this dude. Everybody is trying to cancel him. Now, I don't know if he can actually be canceled because at first I thought the guy was only worth $2.2 billion. Let him tell it $3.3 billion. But now there's a Bloomberg report that's saying he worth 6.6 billion. So how can you cancel a motherfucker that's worth 6.6 billion dollars? Can somebody like that be canceled? Now, truth be told, I don't know if you can cancel Kanye, but if I was Kanye, what's going on here? So my browser just got hijacked. Uh, if I was Kanye, if I was Kanye, I would fuck around and take all the money I got. I would take all the money I got and put it into something that's going to generate some residual income and something that has nothing to do with my name. I would take everything I have. If he going to continue to act like this, dude, you need some protection. You need some motherfucking protection. If you're going to continue to act like this, you need some backup. Because they canceling this motherfucker. They finna undo Kanye. So, dude, you better get you some motherfucking protection. You need a bulletproof vest for all this crazy shit you coming out here you saying. And I get it. I get it. You know, the world is a racist place. It always has been, and it always will be. Simply because people will always go after money, power, and influence. And most people, most villains, I'll say, villains are going to use race, religions, and politics in order to oppress another class of people. There's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. But look, I guess who is this? Billboard want me to pay for this. I don't know if I can. I'm not about to pay. But they tell you Kanye West is now worth an estimated $6.6 billion thanks to a lucrative gap in his Adidas deal. But hold on. They taking that shit back. So what's your net worth like? What's your real net worth? What's your real net worth? Because Adidas taking it back. Gap is taking it back. So I would say whatever money you got out of them dudes, you need to take it and go buy yourself some dividend stock. Because they about to try to break you, dude. So what is Adidas saying? What is Adidas saying? Let's see what Adidas is saying. Adidas terminates partnership with Kanye West. 6.6 billion they taken away. Adidas has ended its partnership with Yeezy, also known as Kanye West, with an immediate effect. Right now, we doing this shit right now. In a statement Tuesday, the sportswear maker said it does not tolerate antisemitism and other sort of hate speech, and said that his recent comments were unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous. Adidas said they violated the company's values and they. Who is they? Adidas said they. Who is they? We talking about Kanye West. Adidas said they violated the company's values of diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. Sales and production for his Yeezy brand products have stopped, as well as payments to Yeezy and his companies. Damn, they stopping all payments on this motherfucker. Damn. Adidas says it will take a 250 million hit to its fourth quarter sales. You know this shit is serious. If they talking about giving up 246 million just to mute this motherfucker, dude, man, he done fuck around and pissed off the Illuminati. They ain't playing with this motherfucker. You fucking if these motherfuckers are gonna take a 246 million hit, they are not playing. Adidas has partnered with West since 2013 when the company signed his brand away from rival Nike. In 2016, Adidas expanded its relationship with the rapper, calling it the most significant partnership ever created between a non athlete and an athletic brand. But Adidas put the partnership under review in early October after he wore a White Lives Matter t shirt in public. The Anti Defamation League categorized the phrase as a hate slogan used by white supremacist groups, including the Ku Klux Klan. Recently, Ye said, I can say anti Semitics and Adidas can't drop me. Nigga. They called your bluff. They called your motherfucking bluff. Man, I hope you ready for this shit. Doing a tirade against Jews on the Drink Champs podcast. He also threatened on Twitter to go to DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Anti-Defamation League CEO Jonathan Greenblatt said Adidas' decision is a very positive outcome. It illustrates that anti-Semitism is unacceptable and creates consequences without a doubt. Adidas has done the right thing by cutting ties with Ye after the vicious anti-Semitic rants. He said in a statement, in the end, Adidas actions send powerful messages that anti-Semitism and bigotry have no place in society. He added on CNN earlier Tuesday that he wishes it happened sooner, but Adidas had made a very strong statement of putting people over profits. Damn. Shares of Adidas fell as much as 5%. Adidas said it will release additional information about the financial implications of dissolving its partnership with Ye in its upcoming earnings report on November 9th. So I wonder what they're gonna do with all the Yeezy merch. Now, to be honest with you, I never bought any of that shit because I can't afford it. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see how, man, the price of Yeezy just went up because they ain't making them motherfuckers no more. So if you just bought some Yeezy, you may as well put them motherfuckers in a plastic box or a plastic sealed container and say that shit for like 4 years, and you're gonna get paid. I guarantee you. If you got a pair of unworn Yeezys, you say that shit, and that shit's probably gonna be worth $50,000 in about 4 years. See, look at this shit. Who in the fuck? You know what? I ain't hating on y'all, but I see plenty of motherfuckers walking around with these shoes, and I don't lie. I'm not lying. I actually want a pair, and these motherfuckers are used. These motherfuckers look used and abused, beat up. And I've seen plenty of people walking around with this shit. Look at, they got styrofoam in this bitch. I've seen plenty of people walking around with these damn shoes, and I just can't do it. $625, I can't do it. Man, I'm finna go to motherfucking Converse.com. Let me see something. I'm finna go to Converse. My shoes cost $45 to $50 in the summertime. I ain't even finna lie to you. And then in the wintertime, I may wear some Nikes. That's on the real. Let me see. Let me show you what I be working with. I can't do it. I just can't pull myself to spend an enormous amount of money on a pair of shoes. I go with shit like this. And these motherfuckers be like $40 or $50. No, I don't want to sign up, man. Come on, man. This is what I roll with. $60. So because of the recession, inflation, stagflation, the motherfuckers went up $10. But I promise you, I got a pair, like 3 pairs of these. I got a black pair, I got a red and white pair, and I got a white and black pair. And that's all I needed for the summer. And to be honest with you, for the whole summer, I just wore the black pair. So I ain't even really touched the red and white ones and the black and white ones. But so I guess I'll save those for next summer. So I can't understand how motherfuckers are paying like 200. I can kind of see it. But to be honest with you, I'm more prone to go to the Nike outlet and see if I can catch some shit for like $70 or $80. I mean, call me cheap, man. I guess that's the type of guy I am. But anyway, look, they canceling this dude. So $6.6 billion is what he was worth, but now that shit is going down the drain. That shit is going down the motherfucking drain. So I wonder what his next move is, because now they already call his bluff. They call his bluff. You saying they can't touch you? I can say anti-Semitic shit, and Adidas cannot drop me. The only thing I see happening from here is maybe some sort of lawsuit from Kanye's West side to recoup some of the money that he's losing, that he's going to lose. And I wonder whether or not how fruitful that lawsuit is going to be. Because I don't know what contract he has, and I don't know if there's any terms in the contract that says that he has to keep up a certain image, or that he's refrained from doing certain things or saying certain things, which he has indeed said. I don't know. But I can imagine that if you think, me personally, I can only put my own self in Kanye's shoes. And first off, I'm not going to be running around saying some anti-Semitic shit, right? So let me make that clear. Racism is bad. It doesn't matter if you're Jewish, it doesn't matter if you're black, so on and so forth. Now, me personally, I have been discriminated against, and I know what it feels like to be discriminated. If you're even black, you know what it's like to be discriminated against, right? Um, One example is that I get discriminated against a lot by a lot of Asian people, right? And at the same time, you have all these incidents of people running around, abusing Asian people. And it's like you're put in a situation where you know that you've experienced racial discrimination from Asians, but on the same token, you feel like you can't talk about it because people are running around basically attacking Asian people. And it's like you don't condone that, but on the same token, you don't want to be discriminated against. And it's like you're afraid to say something. I've been discriminated against Jewish people, right? I got a really bad horror story, that one day I'll tell. But again, just because that one Jewish person or that one group of Jewish people were racist doesn't mean that all Jewish people are racist. And you got racist black people out there who don't like other people, right? So one thing I don't condone is racism. I'm not about to go out and start making anti-Semitic rants. I'm not about to go and make rants about any other race, because you can't put everybody into one small box, right? So anytime you get to the point where you're trying to say all people are the same, you're pretty much a racist at that point, and you got to be careful of how you work, you got to be careful how you say shit, right? And then sometimes you need to just to do a reality check and just ask yourself, am I racist? Right? When you start saying shit like this. Now I get it. There's a lot of crazy shit going on around the world, and it could lead to people being unfairly judged. But you can't put everybody in the same box. You just can't, right? So I don't condone racism. I don't condone anti-Semitic remarks. I don't condone, racist remarks against black people, and I don't condone racist remarks against white people. Right? Everybody, I think all races of people um, have bad apples, and you have people that do racist shit, but it doesn't mean that everyone that is from their race are racist. So with that said, I wonder what Kanye is going to do, because if I put myself in Kanye's situation, and let's say I didn't say some anti-Semitic stuff, and I'm in a situation where I did something bad on social media, or maybe I did something embarrassing, and all of a sudden the brand wants to cut me, motherfucker, we going to court. And there's no ifs, ands, and about it because we talking about, what is it, $6.6 billion, and you think you finna cancel me and I'm not gonna sue your ass? Shit, you finna look. You coming off at least $1 billion to get rid of me, goddammit. So I think that Kanye's recourse is probably going to be to sue Adidas. Then it goes on. The list of brands distancing themselves from the West is growing. Balenciaga and Vogue publicly cut ties last week. And on Monday, talent agency CAA dropped West as a client. Production company MRC said that it's shelving a documentary on West. Also, Tuesday, Gap announced it was removing Yeezy's Gap merchandise from its stores and has shut down YeezyGap.com. Damn, let's see what's going to happen if we go to YeezyGap.com. Not that I was going there anyway, because I saw some other posts about Yeezy Gap, and they said basically they was just, I don't know if it was actually a YouTube video, but they basically said they was just selling some normal shit with Kanye's name on it. You know, they was just selling normal shit with Yeezy on it that you wouldn't even buy, and if you did buy it, you wouldn't be paying that much money for it. I don't know. And you know what? To be honest with you, now I'm going to tell you about my personal experience with Gap. My own personal experience with Gap. Gap has never been a company that I felt has served me. And the reason I say this is that every time I went into Gap, I would never get any attention from the salespeople. As a black man, right? I don't know if this is their sales tactic where they ignore you and hope that ignoring you will make you want to buy stuff. I mean, maybe that was their tactic. But I can personally tell you that when I was growing up and I would go into Gap stores, I would get absolutely no love in the Gap. So it got to the point where I didn't even try to shop there anymore. And then the other thing I noticed is that a lot of clothes that they made never fitted me, right? They were like clothes were always too tight and too short, you know. So, and I'm a pretty tall guy, you know, but you know, the few times that I did go in made me, the experience I received made me never ever want to go back there again. And Old Navy, I've experienced that a few times too, but Old Navy, when I was before I became overweight, Old Navy had a lot of shit that fit me. So I would still, you know, go to Old Navy. And but I've had some bad experiences at Old Navy too, and I think mostly because of race, right? You know, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but I think you know, my personal opinion of Gap when I was growing up, I won't say they were racist, but I would say that I didn't feel welcome when I was you know, shopping at Gap. Now, on the same token, I knew that a lot of females in my high school and college, not necessarily college, but high school, they love Gap. You know, they would wear Gap gear all the time. All right, but just me as a young black kid, a young black male, I didn't feel it. I just didn't feel it. But anyway, so yeah, so they shut down Yeezy Gap. They shutting all this shit down. And then it goes on. Our former partner recent remarks and behavior further underscores why we're taking immediate steps to remove Yeezy Gap products, the retailer said in a statement. Last month, the rapper said he was ending his rocky 2-year relationship with Gap, citing substantial non-compliance. Yee said he was left with no choice but to terminate their collaboration, alleging that the company didn't open brand Yeezy stores and distribute his merchandise as planned. His lawyer said in a statement, the saga of Yee, not just with Adidas, but with brands like Gap, Balenciaga, underlines the importance of vetting celebrities thoroughly and avoiding those who are overly controversial and state, I don't agree. Get the fuck out of here. Who wrote this article? Wrote Neil Saunders. Neil Saunders, I don't agree with that shit. Managing director of global data in a note Tuesday. Look, they fucked with Kanye West because He not only was a musical genius, but he knew something about selling products. That's why they fucked with him. And he knew everybody was going to be on his dick. That's why they fuck with Kanye West. And if Kanye West is worth $6.6 billion, how much more money do you think he made those brands make? So I ain't even buying that. Although there's room for some tension in fashion, this must never cross the line of decency and basic respect for humanities. Companies or brands that fail to heed this will get stung, especially if they become over reliant on a difficult personality to drive their business. He added. So they canceling this dude. Ice Cube even trying to step away from it. Now Ice Cube was a hard motherfucker, right? Ice Cube is a hard motherfucker, and he don't want nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? Ice Cube said, "I hate that my name was dragged into this drunk champ's bullshit. I don't know what Ye meant by his statements. You're going to have to ask him. I didn't put the batteries in his back. Please leave my name out of all this anti-Semitic talk. I'm not anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic. I'm not an anti-Semitic and never have been." So, damn, this shit is just crazy. And there's another post. The new normal until they fix the old normal. All we have to do is stand up, and their little game is over. Oh, somebody calling Ice Cube out on this shit. Hold on a second. We got to read this. Ice Cube is denying he is the one who influenced Kanye West in the anti-Semitic thoughts, saying Ye roped him into the whole saga out of nowhere. Q speaking after Ye name dropped him in the Drink Champs episode when he said Ice Cube set me up for this and influenced him to be on this anti-Semitic vibe. Going on to say that he was going to finish the job, suggesting Cube laid the groundwork. Well, the NWA star is distancing himself now, taking to Twitter to clear up the linkage and writing, "I hate that my name was dragged." Okay, we read that. He's added, okay, we read that. And then he goes, "But, dude, you posted this picture. What the hell?" Um, Oh man, this shit getting deep. There's so much shit I want to say, but I remember this picture too. And and I agree with it. I agree with it. I'm not racist, but I agree with it. Because for a long time, blacks have been exploited. We've been exploited for a very, very, and we're still being exploited, right? We're still being exploited. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with this shit, y'all. I really don't know what to do with this. But then it goes on. We should note Q has been accused of anti-Semitism before, both from years ago when he released the No Vaseline and referred to Jerry Heller as a white Jew and a devil that should have a bullet in his temple, as well as bizarre stuff he posted in 2020. This wasn't bizarre in the African American community. So, nobody can deny there is some tension between African Americans and Jews. But you have to choose to be conscious. You have to choose to be conscious here. There is some tension between African American and Jews, and this picture is bizarre to anyone not black. But if you're African American and you associate with other African Americans, you have some African Americans out there who don't necessarily associate with other black people, right? It's a fact. But if you're black and you associate with other black people, you've seen this fucking picture in the 90s. You've seen it. So it's not bizarre. It's probably bizarre to anybody but African Americans, but we've all seen this picture, right? He also publicly backed Louis Farrakhan, who considered a well-known anti-Semite. Despite that, he's now saying he didn't go out of his way to make Kanye say things he's been saying lately and wants his name disassociated from this mess. For Kanye's part, he's tripling down on his thoughts, taking an interview he can and repeating talking points that paint Jewish people to be in a charge of just about everything, and the root of a lot of this is his recent woes, right? So yeah, man. You know, I got to tell you, there is tension between different races, and I'm just gonna tell you, black people got a problem with everybody. I ain't gonna lie to you, because black people are tired of being depressed. I mean, oppressed, depressed. We're depressed because of the oppression. We're tired of it, right? So we have tension with a lot of people, and I think a lot of it has to do with racism. But because of that, I'm not about to come out and say that everybody is racist, because people from other nationalities have done some incredible things for me, and people of other nationalities, Jewish, white, Asian, have done things for me that have basically changed my life, right? So how in the hell can I say, that all white people are racist when I know it's not true, when I've seen what someone has done for me personally, right? I'm going to say that a lot of people have taken advantage of African Americans. Some of it may not even have to have anything to do with racism. Some of it is just kick a motherfucker while he's down, right? You see someone in a disadvantaged position, but you're able to make money off of them. The unscrupulous person is going to make money off of them, and the noble person is going to help that person up. So it goes both ways. It goes both ways. But I'm going to tell you, just about every black person I know have seen have seen this picture, right? And let's face it. Jews have been oppressed too, right? You just had this whole thing with Hitler trying to kill the Jews, right? So there's enough hate and oppression to go around. I do remember one time I was actually working at a bank, and I was working at a bank. I'm not going to say which one. And this one white guy that I know, bless his heart, because I'm saying he's white, but we were really good friends, as much as we could be friends, right? I don't have that many friends anyway, and it's an office politic dynamic, so how many good friends do you have in the office anyway? Everybody's trying to screw you over. Everybody's trying to stab you in the back. But at any rate, he brought up the topic of reparations, and he brought it up strategically, right? He wants to talk about it. And as we're talking about reparations, he's arguing against it, and I'm arguing for it. But I wasn't really prepared for this argument. He just kind of like sprung it up on me in the last minute. Then all of a sudden, a Jewish guy from the office walks in, a little bit more senior, a little bit older, and he starts talking. And I can't remember the exact details of the conversation, but of course, he's against reparations. And then he talks about how he's Jewish, and how everything he went through, he didn't receive anything, so on and so forth. And when I get home, I started to think about it. I'm like, well, wait a minute, wait one fucking minute. There was money paid to the Jewish people because of the suffering that they received. Let me see. I can't remember at the time, but I came up with several facts. How much money did Jews receive after Hitler? I think the United States government. Right. Yeah. So even the United States government, we're not even so. Hold on a second. Holocaust survivors receive German reparations to this day, right? And this was submitted Thursday, February 18th, 2021. Maybe I should make a video on this. I don't know. Jewish men in Rodom Ghetto March 1941. They were forced to wear white armbands with blue star. Yeah, we got that. Now, a U.S. citizen in her 90s, she remembers living in extreme poverty and constant hunger. That sounds like sounds like being black. In the Radom ghetto, many were taken away and never seen again. Okay, we get that. Germany started making reparations payments to the Holocaust survivors back in the 1950s and continues making payments today. Some 400,000 Jews who survived the Nazis were still alive in 2019. That year, Germany paid 564 million to claim to the claims conference, which handles the payments. So yeah, so the Jewish guy comes into the office and he's arguing against reparations for black people. And it wasn't until I got home that I realized that wait a minute, you guys did receive reparations. What the hell are you talking about, motherfucker? You died. You received it, right? And again, I'm not being racist. I'm not being anti-Semitic, Semitic, any of that stuff. And we're just talking facts here.